Hello. All right. Let's do this. It is June 4th, I think. That's right, June 4th. And I am here to do our Pet Biz Power Session. This is a brand new feature that we are releasing, kind of a series that we're doing together to allow Pet Boss Nation and myself an opportunity to connect more regularly with pet professionals all over the world, actually. And I love it. I'm streaming on Instagram right now. Hey, everybody on Instagram. I see so many people already joining us there. Facebook is getting warmed up, it looks like. We're streaming on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on YouTube. So lots of places to catch us for these brand new Pet Biz Power Sessions. I used to go live all the time, and then we kind of got off track with that. And there were lots of inconsistencies with how frequently I was going and when you could find us. And instead, I was like, no, I am going to not be haphazard about this. We are going to build a strategy and make a plan so that our audience, the people who we help the most, who we are so passionate about, that we can bring you some inspiration, some news, some resources, some tips that will allow you to kind of jump in on these quickly and easily, as well as learn something and then take action immediately when you jump off to go implement into your business. All right. So are you excited about these? I am. I am really excited because as a pet business coach and former pet business owner, and I live and breathe this stuff, this business education stuff to help support you. There's so many times where I'm like, I need to share this information with our audience, and I just feel like I hadn't had that regular routine of how I'm going to communicate that to you guys. Do you feel that way in your own businesses too? Let me know in the comments. Do you feel that same way? Like, you know that you need to tell your customers about something, but you just haven't been consistent either with your email marketing or social posting, or, it's like one of those things you just have to squeeze in to get in, right? So I am committing to being committed here for you on social media with the brand new series, our Pet Biz Power Sessions. And today, in today's session, I wanted to share with you something that I think is so important and that's critical for every single business to have and to implement and to do in their businesses. And that is, are you ready for it? Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. That is events. Okay, events. When I think back to my businesses, my pet business in Chicago called Dogaholics, where I had a pet boutique, I did self-wash out of there and grooming, and then we did a doggy daycare. We had another pet supply store, grooming. I had 3 locations, over 30 employees. And when I think about what helped make that business so successful, and when I think about how we grew Pet Boss Nation so quickly, one of the avenues was events, okay? And I want you to think about events for your business and what you do. This could be things that you either host for your customers, maybe things that you host for your team, or they're events that you go to, right? Events that you go to in your community, events that you go to upskill your own professional skills, or events that you kind of can do out with your team as well. Okay. So events really have a big range of how it can be applied to your business, but doing events and going to events is so important for all of our businesses. I don't care what kind of business you have. You need to have a robust event plan and strategy. Okay. So that is my big tip for you today, is why these events are so important. I'm going to also share with you on this session, this brand new series, our Pet Business Power Boost sessions, is that I want to talk to you about the benefits of events. And I want to talk to you about an event that we have coming up that I want you to learn more about. And I want you to see then how you can take even the things that are going to be happening at our event this summer, and you can even do things like that in your pet business this summer. Okay. So Let me know in the comments. We got a lot of people over here on Instagram. On Facebook, it seems a little quiet today. Let me go back over there. Yeah, not as popular over on Facebook with this. We're also streaming on YouTube and we're streaming on LinkedIn. For those of you just joining, this is a brand new series we're launching just for me to get committed to showing up 2 times a week for you, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so and I'll give you some resources and share some tips for inspiration with you. Okay, so events. Let's go back to that. I want to know the people that are watching live, they're all over on Instagram. So people on Instagram, do you do events in your business? Type a yes in there or a no. Let me know, do you host events? And what are some of your favorite events that you host? Okay, so say yes, and then share a comment with the type of event that you love hosting, because your fellow pet business owners on the feed will like to hear of other events, okay, that you have. All right, so let us know. Rockstar Dog Bakery says yes. Pause and FX says yes. Pet Nation Omaha. Pet Nation Omaha. That's kind of like our name, huh? McFloof Pants Creations. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Not typically, I don't have a physical location. You know what, McFloof? That's a McFloofy Pants. I love that. You can still have events. You can do virtual events. You can do online events. You can go and do pop-up events. You can partner with other businesses in your town for events. Okay. Oh, looks like we do have some people over on Facebook here. Patty Dill says, yes, she has an event. She's got her Easter egg hunt on the beach. That was her biggest event. Yes. That's really awesome. Cool. Okay, great. Thank you so much for all of the comments over on Instagram. Asheville Pet Supply, how you doing over there? Says not in store, but we have lots of festivals that you do. Great. Okay, so let's cover quickly the benefits of events, because events, you either love them or you hate them. Am I right? You either love them or you hate them. And they're super time consuming. And so it's kind of hard sometimes to remember the benefit of that. So the benefits, at least these are the ones I quickly came up with. I typed up a list. The ones that I think are benefits are community building, right? Community building is clearly the most obvious benefit to events. Then there's memory making. I like to think of that like you as a pet business, you are bringing your clients together. So not only do they get a chance to meet each other, but they get a chance to meet other people's pets. Plus, they are creating memories with their pets as well when you host things like that. So there's so much memory making happening. It boosts confidence. So let's say if you're either attending an event for your professional development or you are hosting an event for your employees, sometimes it can boost confidence, even for your customers too. Maybe they've come to learn about something, how to care for their dog or diet or nutrition. You're usually learning something, you're networking, it's exposure, more exposure for your business and the things that you sell and the different services that you have. There's friendship making happening at those kinds of events, and they can be very inspiring, right? Events can be very inspiring. And then of course you can benefit financially from hosting events. Some events actually cost you money, but a lot of times you can benefit financially from them. So I wanted to pop on here today to tell you that was what I felt like is one of the big things that's so important to a successful pet business, to share with you that events need to be part of your strategy and to share the benefits with you. But I also want to use this opportunity to make sure that you're aware of an event that we are hosting at Pet Boss Nation. I'm sure you've heard about it, and that is Camp Pet Boss. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you some of the more specifics of what we have planned for Camp Pet Boss. At that event, there's little micro events kind of happening at it. I want to be able to share with you what we're doing. And I think even what I share with you about what we're doing will also be either A, convince you that you should get your ticket to Camp Pet Boss, or B, will allow you to think, how could you do this at your business? Or maybe even C, where you decide, hey, you're going to come to Camp Pet Boss, plus you're going to do things like this for your customers too. Okay, it could be a win-win for everybody. Camp Pet Boss, if you haven't heard of it before, it is a business conference that kind of meets retreat with your dog. And it's happening in Lake Delton, Wisconsin, which is just outside of the Wisconsin Dells. happening August 27th through the 30th of this year. So at the end of the summer. Now, you can learn all about it. You can see our speakers. You can see the schedule. You can get tickets at camppetboss.com. All right. Now, we decided to extend the early bird pricing because there were lots of questions coming in still on if it was the right fit for them for an event, if they weren't sure yet about timing to be able to go. People were excited. We've already sold out one of the buildings. So I was like, all right, well, let's go ahead and call the camp and see if we can add another building. So we have more space than we had originally thought. And so we decided we would extend the early bird pricing on tickets at least till June 15th. Okay, so that's what we're working with right now. Now, so if you've been thinking about it, now's the time to join. Okay, so I want to answer a couple questions about Camp Pet Boss that I know were coming up because you might be thinking these same things. Tell you about the events that we're going to be hosting at camp, as well as then help you maybe think about whether you're going to attend with us or if you could maybe implement these in your pet business. All right. Okay. So I would love to know, based on who's watching, do you have a ticket already to camp? Maybe there's some of you watching, or have you thought about coming to camp? Let me know. Okay. All right. So this retreat is a mixture of learning, bonding, and growth mindset to support you as the business owner or your manager, okay, as being the leader and the visionary in your company. So we were getting emails that are like, hey, what are you guys going to cover? Or what are you talking about there? What's the schedule? What are the classes? And we do have that all lined up. And I'm going to share some of that with you today. But camp is like no other experience. Remember earlier when I said the benefits of events, the memory making, the community building, the learning, the confidence building, friendship making, those are all things that will happen at Camp Pet Boss as well. You will be able, if you want to bring your pet, bring your dog, you'll be able to bond and connect with your animal on a really cool experience that is not like a lot of things that you do. And oftentimes in your businesses, your dog might be at the shop or even, at home while you're working, and you just don't get as much time to spend with them as you had once thought that you would when you decided to go into your pet business, right? So at camp, it's like a whole experience where you get to get away from your businesses, spend time with your pet, as well as learn and spend time with your industry peers. Lots of friendship making happens as well. Lots of memory making. So it's a retreat for learning, bonding, and growth mindset for you as a leader. It's that growth mindset as a leader is really important because it can either help you fix problems that you're having in your business, and it also helps you see new opportunities that you have and so when you work on your own mindset and leadership mindset and how you create vision, the vision for your business and yourself, you can really step into those opportunities and have like the right guide in a sense to move your business forward. Okay. So that's all important stuff. A lot of times sessions, like conferences, they're like, oh, this conference should be, this is for doggy daycares, or I'm a doggy daycare and it doesn't seem like a lot of doggy daycares are going, or what do you have for dog trainers at this? Honestly, it doesn't matter what kind of pet business you have. We are going to be covering so many amazing topics that are really about how you run a company, how you think, and what's possible for you in your business. So there are going to be a mix of all the different professions within the industry. So nothing is going to be heavily focused on a specific niche topic. However, we are going to facilitate some breakouts between the niches, as well as kind of like organized networking, if you want to call it that. Like we will be doing happy hours, or like even having some drinks and pre-cocktails or post dinner entertainment. And there will be opportunities at those things where we might pair you off into the niches that you all do, so that you can talk and connect and bond that way as well. Okay. So here are the educational sessions that we have planned. One is with Teresa Miller, who she owns Treats Unleashed, which they have 20 locations in the Missouri area. She went from having one location to 20 over the last 2 decades. I mean, talk about being in the room with somebody. Literally, she's coming to camp. She's going to stay at camp. She's hanging out with you as an attendee in this really cool event, talking to somebody who has seen it all and gone through so much at their business. They sell retail supplies. They have a self-wash. They do nutritional education. They offer delivery. They have, what else do they have? They do baking. So they may have a wholesale bakery business too. So, and Teresa is the current president of IndiePet, the Independent Retailer Association. So she is giving her time to come to this event, and she will be talking about the different growing stages of business, because she's gone from one location to 2 and 2 to 10 and 10 to 20. Like, what does that even look like, right? So she's going to talk about those different stages, what challenges you might be facing in those stages, how to overcome those challenges, how you have to think about your team, and really how to have purposeful growth versus growth just for the sake of profit. Okay. So she's going to come and share on that, as well as help facilitate some of those breakout sessions, like round tables that we'll be doing. Okay. So she'll be walking the room. I'm going to be walking the room. Our other experts that are there are going to be walking the room at camp, so that you can powwow in your breakout tables about different topics in the niches, and then getting our advice. And so many of the experts that will be there have experience running successful businesses in those niches. Okay. So we are talking, oh, I got little fireworks there in the background. I love it, over on Instagram. So we're very excited about Camp Pet Boss. I know you need to be in that room, and you need to get your ticket too. So if you are thinking about coming, go ahead and get your ticket. You won't regret it. Go to camppetboss.com to get your ticket. Okay. So that's one of the sessions. Teresa's going to be there talking about overcoming challenges and growth and all of that. How can that relate to your pet business? I bet you could do a similar talk with your customers, host a workshop about the different growth stages of a pet, or caring for a pet, or milestones. So that would be a great class for brand new pet owners, right? Okay. Then our other speaker that will be there is Adrian Archie, who owns Pet in Mind and out of Florida. Now, he had one location, and then he started to franchise his business. He went through the process to franchise his concept and start selling franchises. So he has also sold franchises. Now, we're excited to have Adrian with us as well, because Adrian is the first Black-owned franchisor in the pet industry. So talk about being a leader and moving the needle forward. And he will be there with us. Okay. He's excited to be there. He is now also a consultant and business coach that helps small businesses. Now he's going to talk about so much for you. Okay. Here's what he's covering. He's doing a session on franchising. So I know if you were like me, when I had my pet business, people come in, the customer comes in, and they're like, wow, is this a franchise? Have you ever heard that before? I feel like when you have a really cute space, customers are a really good brand. Customers are always like, is this a franchise? And it makes you feel really good, right? But then you also think it plants the seed of you thinking that, well, maybe should I franchise? Or you have a customer come in who doesn't live in your area, and they're always like, oh my gosh, we need one of these in my town. Do you sell franchises? That might be a common question you get. And so again, it plants that seed of maybe I should have a franchise. But the reality is that it doesn't happen easily, right? It doesn't happen easily to have a franchise. And so I knew that since Adrian has literally started from scratch to get this off the ground, and he has been successful in selling franchises and has more in the works, and he's so giving and open to sharing with other pet professionals, that we had to bring him in to do a session on franchising, okay, at camp. So he will tell you the things you have to kind of consider, what to think about, how much money it might take, what the process is like. And guess what? If that is an important topic for you, he's going to be at camp the whole time, staying at camp, and we'll be answering questions so you can hang out with them too, and talk to them at the breakfast or whatever, right? It's an opportunity to be in the room with people who have started, scaled, and sold. I'll be there too, sold successful businesses. Okay. So He's doing a session on franchising. He's also doing a session on funding your business projects and ideas, financing them, and like what that could look like between credit cards, small business loans, and even going after venture capital money. Okay. So, because he's going through that process right now with the franchise. He's done it all. He's seen it all when it comes to funding. So he'll be doing a little mini session on that as well. Now, I told you that he was also doing additional consulting. So he is talking about emotional intelligence as well. Have any of you heard of EQ before? EQ, it's emotional intelligence. And this is such an important topic and important like skill to kind of master or hone in on, because it's so important in the workplace, again, as a leader in your company, either emotional intelligence for you and how you work for yourself or work for others, and how you can help facilitate communication and coaching as a leader in your company, especially if you have employees. It's critical and so important. Okay. So he's going to be doing a whole session on emotional intelligence in the workplace. So those are some of the more businessy sessions. I'll be doing a session as well. It's top secret at the moment, so I'll tell you more about that later. Then we are also hosting a couple panels of amazing pet business owners who will be there in attendance. One of them is around creative business ideas, like creative revenue ideas. And the other one will be with our mastermind members, okay? The Pet Boss Mastermind members. So those are some of the businessy activities. Now, I think how that translates to your business and what you could do is that, hey, maybe there are educational seminars that you could start hosting for your customer base, or heck, even for the pet industry. You never know, right? Whatever your heart desires. So there's opportunities everywhere for you to create educational content and sell the workshops and host events with that. Okay. Now, I want to tell you all about the fun stuff that's happening at Camp Pet Boss. That is that bonding side, the entertainment side, the relaxation side, the side of like getting away from the chaos of your business and enjoying the experience of camp. And some of those things are the fact that, we have a lake. We are on this beautiful lake at Camp Pet Boss. And so there's a beach that the dogs can run off leash and play in the water and swim in the water. You could have them fetch. They can jump off the dock that's there. There's also canoes, paddle boards, kayaks. So you can do that if you'd like to. I guess it's up to the dog and their skill level on if they can get in the canoe or stay on the paddleboard, but it will be the end of August. So it's going to be warm in Wisconsin. And so the lake should be perfect to go swimming in. All right. So there's that opportunity there. There will be hikes as well. There's lots of murals on the campgrounds. And so there'll be lots of different planned hikes and opportunities for you to get out in nature with your pet. There will be a not gated, but kind of like a fenced in off leash dog play area that will have different games in, and that you can kind of play with your dog by itself, or when other dogs are there, play in the group play off leash. So lots of opportunities there to bond with your pet and other pets. So as I think about how that translates to your pet business and things you could do this summer, do you have access to a hiking trail or a body of water where you could start to host or in charge for some excursion activities? Could you do a day at the beach, facilitated, hosted by your company? And maybe there's a gift bag that comes with it, or a post-event kind of like dog-friendly, beer garden or something, right? There's really a lot of things you could do. Maybe you could even host paddle boarding classes and team up with an instructor. If you don't have a body of water near you, you could do hikes, walking clubs. There's lots of activities that you could start to plan these events where they just become almost like a whole separate class. Like if you were going to host training classes, maybe it's more like a socialized dog walk class, or a walk with your dog and get fit club, or, there's lots of themes you could put on things. Okay. So let's see. That's some of the stuff that you could do as it relates to camp. So come to camp and then also do that for your customers. We are also going to be having some adventure activities and team building type activities. I know that when you hear the word like team building, you're like, maybe like, oh, that sucks. I don't know. Hopefully you're not thinking that. But I know some people might be like, oh my gosh, I hate group work. That's not what this is. These team building activities are so fun. And we did them last time we had Camp Pet Boss, and we didn't do them until the end of the event. And it was the event that was the thing that I really feel like allowed people to really bond with each other. I feel like the walls came down and they really were able to like really connect and communicate after doing these team building activities. So we're going to do them again, and we're going to do them earlier. But what was so magical and amazing about the team building activities is that they teach us, each of us. I learned a lot too. I was playing the team building activities. They teach each of us about our communication styles, and then kind of how that shows up, good or bad, how it shows up in our work at our companies, how we talk to customers, how we talk to our employees in in the team. All right. So it's really, really beneficial exercise. And again, you don't normally get to do things like that in your hometown or in your businesses. So this is a great experience to have at Camp Pet Boss. The adventure activities. Those are things like zip lining, rock climbing, and maybe something else that's not so high and physical. But what is amazing, and when I think back to the zip lining activities and how impressed I was by the people who pushed through their fear of heights, pushed through any challenges they were facing, climbed that pole, got to the top, and then jumped off. I was so impressed by their courage, their fearlessness, and really pushing through that resistance, whatever was holding them back. Now, I will tell you, again, from personal experience, I've ziplined, I've skydived, I've jumped off a cliff in Africa. I've done a 250-foot free fall in Africa at the Victoria Falls. And it was scary. I'll never do it again. But I will tell you that when you do things like that, those adventure activities, you see how strong you really are. And then what happens is you come off that and you realize that whatever decision it is that you have to make in your business really isn't that difficult to make, and that you have the strength to face it and to get through it, whatever you're facing, right? And so that's what those adventure activities really do for you, is it shows you how strong you are, and it gives you the confidence you need to go back home and just tackle whatever that thing is that you've been putting off. Okay. So and now you could easily do some fun adventure activities for your team. So you could do team building activities for your team back home. So there's so many pieces to why Camp Pet Boss is an amazing place for you to attend this summer. And then you're going to experience this one-of-a-kind event for you, and if you bring your dog, for you and your dog. But also you'll be learning so many things that you can take back to your pet businesses. I mean, I didn't mention it, but we're going to have crafts and I guess the campfires and lots of different activities. There'll be contests for the dogs. We're going to have, we're trying to get some dog agility, not agility, but like dog trick entertainers there. So there's going to just be some live music. There's going to be all kinds of amazing things happening at camp. So all of those ideas I've just shared with you, many of them can be tweaked to apply to your pet business this summer to make your pet business more exciting. That's what we wanted to do here at, for the pet industry, is create an experience like nothing else that you can go to in the pet industry, this unique one-of-a-kind experience to help you build memories, help you bond and connect, to build your confidence, right? All those benefits I talked about earlier about hosting events. Events. It's an important piece to your pet business. I want you to remember that. So as you leave this Pet Biz Power Session today, I want you to think about what event, if you don't have anything planned, what event could you start to implement this summer in your business? What can you do? What would be fun for you to put together? What do you feel like would be the most beneficial? And let me know. Come back to the chat or just share it with us in the DMs, or let us know what you decided to do, because a pet business that has a robust event and promotion calendar, that is a successful pet business. And that is one that your local community of pet owners want to be part of and come to. Okay. All right, everybody. I am going to jump off now, unless there are any specific questions about coming to camp. But you can visit camppetboss.com to learn more. And remember, we've extended our discount to everybody for early birds. So you can still get the savings to get your private rooms or shared rooms for camp. Okay. I will see you I'll see you this Tuesday. No, today's Tuesday. I'm going to see you on Thursday, June 6th for our next Pet Biz Power Session at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm committing at least getting through the summer. And I bet by the end of the summer, it's going to feel like well-oiled and I'm going to continue it. But you will hear from me. I might have guests sometimes, but it will all be just ideas and resources to share with you, things that have been on my mind that I want you to think about too, okay? All right, it's been great talking to everybody on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. It's been great chatting with everybody on Instagram. Care Cozy says, thank you. This was very informative. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, you guys go boss the rest of your day in your pet business. Bye-bye.